Just another minute here. If you are moving away from your workspace, you can prop yourself up against a wall. That's the most comfortable way to sit if you're not used to sitting in the middle of the room. But maybe work into a few minutes of sitting in the middle of the room to start to grow the muscles along your spine so that eventually you feel really comfy seated the entire practice without any support. If you're staying in your desk chair today, scoot all the way back to the edge of it so that you feel the support of your spine growing long up against the back of that chair. And friends, you're also welcome to lie. I won't ever do that, and I won't really encourage you to do that only because I don't want you to fall asleep. Sometimes people do, and then I feel really bad when that happens. I don't want you to miss something with work later. So maybe we try our practice today. You could walk around, sit, do what feels most comfy. I'm going to move back to my space. Join me when you're ready. And if you have something warm, like a space heater, when we sit in stillness, we can get quite chilly. So I'm going to leave on my slippers and my sweatshirt today. And my meditation space is literally just a cushion I've taken from my couch. And this is one of those old school Mexican blankets. So it can just be something that you throw down in the moment that you are ready for practice. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Now, to begin class, I really love us to move a little bit so you don't feel antsy when we practice. Let's take a beautiful breath in and stretch your arms really wide. Can you also breathe into your ribs and stretch those wide? Could you take a breath in and open your collarbones left to right? Think about your lungs, expanding them east to west, really big with your body here, reclaiming our power, bringing in some self-love in our practice today. Clasp your hands or your forearms behind your low back, and if there's a chair there, grab onto something, the arms or the back. Try again to really puff your chest forward and lift up as if you're breathing helium into your heart. One more breath in here. Let's let our arms settle, and whatever's around your sides, slide your left hand out. If there's an arm of a chair there, just drape it over top. Stretch the right arm skywards and over for a side bend. Could you try to let go of any tension in your left shoulder? So if it feels like an earring, we'll drop it down from our earlobes. Let's do that on the other side. Rise again. Switch arms like a windmill. Left arm rises, and wherever you lay the right arm down, try to shimmy out in your shoulder. Let it fall heavy. Reach over to the right side. One more breath in. And finally, we will twist. Let the arms fall. Sweep them all the way forward. Thumbs up, and just turn your thumbs down. A little twist in your shoulders. Thumbs back up and down. As your thumbs rise, swivel everything to the right side and then land heavily. Anything that's there, just take a little hold. Take a peek over your right shoulder. Think about your chin holding like an apple or an orange between your chest. So it's about parallel to the floor. And then we'll draw our chins back, yogis, like we could make a double chin, lengthening the backs of our necks. I called you yogis, I meant to call you meditators. Excuse me on that one. Let's swivel back forward, reach the arms forward, thumbs up. Swivel your navel to the left and then softly land your hands anywhere. Drawing your eyes closer to your left shoulder. And then envision again, chin holding a fruit, lengthening the back of your vertebrae, lifting long from the crown of your head. Let's slide back forward, and then we'll settle our arms somewhere heavily. If this morning has felt quite sluggish, palms can face the sky. Really nice way to draw in some good vibes and energy. They can rest around your navel, on your thighs or knees. And if you've been going, you're feeling a little frantic and you need some centering and grounding, we'll flip our palms down. To begin, I'd like to share a beautiful quote that really moved me this week, and I've been trying to read it myself every day. It's by a Buddhist monk, a peace activist. His name was Thich Nhat Hanh. Waking up this morning, I smile. 24 brand new hours are before me. I vow to live fully in each moment and to look at all beings with eyes of compassion. So let's vow to live in this moment for our practice today. Join me if it feels good, dropping your eyes closed. Remembering we have that little piece of fruit between chin and chest. Our crown will stay long even as we rest and settle. The back of our neck is growing long. If you're not very comfy closing your eyes completely, take them downcast. Something that's pretty boring that won't catch your attention down there. And then close your eyes to little slits. Looking through the lashes, noticing how your sight becomes a little unfocused or blurry. It's a great way to check out and tune inwards. Welcome, my friends. Let's take a journey within today, bringing some peace to our minds and bodies, wrapping ourselves like a big warm hug with self-love. Let's begin by coming to our senses, noticing to what degree you are seeing. Your eyes are closed, you're still seeing, you're noticing the lights in your rooms behind your eyelids. To what degree are you hearing things aside from me in your immediate space and in the world outside? How are you feeling? Do your fingers feel something? Fabric of clothing, skin, air? Is there a temperature to the air, quality to the air? And then thinking about things in the external world for just a moment. And then during your next breath, relax and allow your senses to release their grip on the exterior. We're letting go of all the doing, the going that we fill our lives with, and we are stepping in, landing in our bodies with breath to being, allowing our awareness to come with it. Tuning in to our breath in the beginning with no forcing. We're just moving it as it feels very comfortable, but taking this moment to become present and check in with it. There's never going to be a wrong answer, but where do you feel your breath? Is it in your stomach? Is it in the rise and fall of your chest? Can you see in your mind's eye your lungs expanding and contracting with breath? Without trying to change anything or attach any storylines, we are simply becoming the observer, the noticer. Let's see if, as we breathe, we're feeling tension in the breath, or perhaps encountering tension in our bodies, hearts, or minds as we're moving our breath. Maybe you feel totally chill, relaxed, and at ease. As you're checking in with your breath today, I have a beautiful book that I'd like to share a few passages from today. It's called The Book of Awakening, but the subtitle is Having the Life You Want by Being Present to the Life You Have. Coming to our breaths, landing with it. As we practice self-love today and move into a state of greater peace and harmony, what can we do to remember who we are? When we seek in life, a lot of our seeking is looking for ways to discover who we really are. Part of our journey as human beings is forgetting that and getting a little off track, and then remembering. And that's a special part of our stories, our memories. It's a part of us being human. What our practice teaches us is that hurrying around enables us to forget who we really are. Coming to a practice like this, slowing down, helps us remember again where our true north is, our guiding light, what our deepest intentions and desires are. Hardness forgets when we have tension or tightness, constriction, and our breath isn't moving, flowing. Hardness forgets. But the sense of softness that we breathe into our bodies with our meditation practice together helps us come back to land softly and remember who we really are. Fear, when we're in panic mode, when we're worrying and we're fearful, we forget. We come back today and every Wednesday as we practice, hoping to surrender. Remember again who we really are. This can be beautifully difficult, but today we'll sit quietly if we can and allow a place where we do not feel in touch. Maybe we've forgotten about this place in our body. We haven't breathed into it. Maybe it's in our mind or our heart. We don't feel present with this particular place. We'll breathe slowly there. Anywhere that we have forgotten or we are numb. And we'll ease our way back into remembering. Let's breathe softly over this place, imagining our breath as warm, cleansing water. And while you're breathing, we'll bring a practice in. I refer to it as double intake breath. Moving your breath slowly on an inhale. We'll pause at the top. And before we exhale, try to bring an extra sip of inhale in. And then as slowly and as softly as we can, let that breath go. Let's just breathe normally one more time, in and out through your nose. If possible, if you're feeling congested, you can always exhale through your mouth. Soften your lips here. We'll bring a slow breath in through our noses. Before you're totally full, pause. Try to add a little extra sip. Very softly release that breath. Double intake breath again, softening our facial features as we begin our inhalation. About 3/4 of the way full, pause. Breathe in again. And release it all. Full release. Maybe there's an extra little squeeze at the bottom, a little puff to fully empty the exhale. Try that twice more. Inhaling any speed that feels loving and nurturing for you. Breathe in again and release. Let's practice one more time, even more softly, possibly more slowly with our breath. Tiny pause in perfect stillness, extra sip in, release. Now, any places that we feel disconnected to as we move our breath through our bodies, things that are shut down emotionally or closed off physically, bring that to mind with a sense of softness, a sense of curiosity and wonder. And if it's something going on in your heart, maybe your hands cover it. If there's somewhere in your body, maybe it's in a joint or the low back, feel free to bring your hands to touch that spot. And if your hands are cold because your space is cold, you can rub them together, or you could place them under your thighs for a minute and let them get really warm, and then cover the area of your body that needs a little TLC today with your hands. Continue breathing. You're welcome to continue double intake breath or just breathe normally here. As long as we're present with our breath, it's working beautiful wonders to calm us, slow us down, soften us, and guide us into surrender. And if your hands are touching something, ask ourselves, how does it feel to place my hands over a tender spot where I'm experiencing some difficulty? And this could be a mental thing as well. You can envision your hands in that spot. Like if it's something you're struggling with in your mind, envision your hands holding your skull. Now envision a place where you feel in both heart, body, and mind, stable, calm, peaceful, and loving. Experience yourself being visited by those you love and those you have loved, those who love you and have loved you. Be aware of what a gift that love is and feel it kindling warmth in this area of your body, hoping to open it, revitalize it. As our passage from earlier said, like warm water invigorating our body. Let your breath be more smooth and effortless. Feel the flow moving in and out to this spot with which we have encountered difficulty. And when it feels like a layer has been shed, an edge has been softened, or it feels more spacious and alive, relax your hands, your mental hands and your physical hands, back down to a soft place of rest. Another passage from the Book of Awakening. When we feel the reflex to hold on, this is usually the moment that we should strive to encourage ourselves to let go. When we feel the urgency to speed up, this is the instant. We should try to remind ourselves to slow down. When we feel the impulse to flee, this is an opportunity to face ourselves again. As you're taking a deep meditative breath right now, let's promise ourselves that in these challenging situations, we will try to connect back with our breath in the hopes of breaking the momentum of anxiety and putting ourselves back in neutral. From here, we're hoping to step in either a different direction or a more productive direction. So as we are seated, maybe lying or maybe walking together today in this safe place, let's ask ourselves, in our tensing and what we find in our frantic going and doing, what are we clinging to? And without using our hands this time, let's just place this discomfort in our mind's eye. You can still remain with your eyes closed if they are, but it's as if you're seeing it across a screen in front of you. Place your discomfort, place your clinging before yourself. And in this safe place, you can touch, we can envision that we're touching what has scared us or what has made us feel frantic or full of worry. Maybe you can embrace it, knowing that it can't hurt us now. It can't add on anymore to our sense of tightness or clinging or disconnect. And in this safe place of meditation practice together, try to drop what we are clinging to. Remember that that cannot serve us. Instead, we are aiming to move to a place of softness, slowing down, and surrender. Breathing more slowly and hopefully more deeply. We may need to practice this envisioning, this touching what is a challenge to us. Maybe embracing it and then letting it go, knowing that it can't hurt us, it can't add on to our discomfort. And since it's not helping us, we're ready to ease away from it. With our breaths, imagine making space Give yourself permission to release negativity, becoming more buoyant, more able to go with the flow, more clear-minded. Focus on your breath. As we breathe in, it may be really wonderful to think this phrase to ourselves: I am bold, I am brave. Moving into a courageous mindset today. And as you exhale, feeling this sense of ease, of surrender, think I am buoyant. I like to think about being buoyant and just kind of going with the flow, right? What is buoyant just kind of bobs along the surface. Doesn't really let too much bother it. Breathing in, thinking I am bold, I am brave. And let that inhale draw in more self-love. As you exhale, I am buoyant. Letting go what's no longer serving us. I am bold. I am brave. I am buoyant. I am bold. I am brave. I am buoyant. Try 2 rounds of either just breath or our mantra practice. And if other words resonate more with you, please substitute. But as you do, I'll come to silence just for a few breaths. If your mind begins to wander, know that that's completely normal. Simply guide your attention back to your breath and your mantra. I am bold. I am brave. I am buoyant. Visualize yourself either in your mind's eye or envision yourself standing in front of a mirror. Today, we're practicing coming to peace and harmony with our bodies, our minds, our emotions, and practicing self-love. So I know that this can be challenging for some of us, but know that when we fully embrace ourselves with self-love, we are then a vessel to receive that. In your mind's eye, you're envisioning yourself or you're standing in front of that mirror and say, I love you. You can think it, you don't have to actually say it. I love you. You are beautiful. You are worthy of happiness. And in this very moment, what you're seeing in your reflection may be different than any other moment, but those are all statements that we can always remind ourselves of. I love you. You are beautiful. You are worthy of happiness. Envision or imagine that you could breathe those statements directly into your heart and then envision love pouring out of your hands. Send it down around you and allow yourself to feel enveloped by it. Like now you have this bubble of self-love around you. And that's hard for some of us to do, I know, but I promise that once you really embrace loving yourself and taking care of yourself, you'll notice that that comes back to you twofold. Let this love warm and permeate you from your heart center, filling the rest of your body. And now envision that you're overflowing with this energy, that it's radiating from you like that beautiful warm water we thought of earlier, or perhaps like a warm golden colored light. And now we're being generous with it. We're sending it to those that are around us in our space, or even those we don't know of. near and far, to your kindred spirits and your loved ones, to your community, and even planet-wide, drawing us all together in a peaceful collaboration. Folks who have been split apart by beliefs, politics, religion, race, ethnicity, geography, all of that now comes together with the power of self-love that you breathed and believed into your own body. Feel a sense of comfort and calm traveling through your body. Feel yourself from head to toe. Breathe here knowing that this sense of self-love and your power to send it to those in need is always available to you when you need it. Whenever you need a loving space for yourself, reconnect with your breath. Let self-love enable you to build a stronger relationship with yourself and allow you to show up as your true self more fully in your life. I hope that after practice today, you're able to move forth with grace and ease in a loving, peaceful spirit. And you discover new, beautiful ways to communicate with others. Taking another beautiful breath in, perhaps you revisit your double intake breath. And then if your eyes were closed, very slowly begin to reopen those, gradually returning to our senses, to our awareness. And imagine that love continuing today to radiate from you like a beacon or a lighthouse of stability, peace, calm, forgiveness, love, and compassion. Bring your hands back to cover your heart or in a prayer position at your heart and move your heart space upwards into your hands. A gentle bow, chin towards your heart in honor of your practice today. I hope you feel a sense of greater self-love and compassion, and that you are more at peace in the world than you were before. Thank you so much, friends and fellow meditators. My light truly treasures yours. Namaste.